Many thanks to Fellow Extraction Squad, Clash from the servers, Sergeant Pepper's servers, Seattle's Cloud, Sovereign RP server, the Struggle community, the Camera Crew servers, Dots, Designful, Friendly DayZ podcast, and the Settlement for making this video possible. DayZ 1.28 Part 2 has just released today, and everybody wants to know what has changed exactly, so I'm going to be going over what we do and don't get from 1.29, share some important DayZ news you probably missed, and look at all the new Badlands secrets that we found in the 1.29 game files. Based on the size of these patch notes and how many times the word hotfix was used in their announcement, you would believe that 1.28 Part 2 is just a hotfix for 1.28, and you would be right. The only change that I noticed is the vicinity loot bug now appears to be fixed, which is great, but this also means that the Sakal bunker has experienced some shrinkflation, no clothing or craftables from 1.29 made it in, the terrain textures have reverted back to Minecraft settings, and the weapon sounds were not changed in this patch. This also means that the Olga and the Saka will still do barrel rolls, invisible gas is back on the menu, prone weapon cracks are still silent, and the most powerful long range weapons in the game are completely silent to everybody beyond 250 meters in certain conditions. On the plus side though, your base has been destroyed, your car has been jacked, your stash has been found, and your wife took the house and kids, with a 400% performance increase not coming until next year in 1.29, so I'm not entirely sure why the wipe happened at all. This wipe will only affect the map though, so all characters will not be wiped. Your character will log in with all of your gear where you last logged off, with this wipe being completely optional for community servers. What isn't optional though is the ReShade ban, which starting today is now in effect, so DayZ will throw an error with ReShade running in the background unless you're in offline mode, with NVIDIA filters probably coming next. Getting ReShade banned was as easy as the devs asking Battleye to simply block it as of today's date, and the same applies for NVIDIA filters. The DayZ devs simply need to ask NVIDIA to block filters for DayZ. Maybe NVIDIA filters would never be banned, but Rust did block ReShade earlier this year and they blocked NVIDIA filters before they blocked that, and the same happened to games like Dead by Daylight and Modern Warfare 3. It's a bit of a grey area in the terms of service for most games, as some filter setups give you a massive advantage over other players. You can see these screenshots here, and if you're a person that believes you won't get negatively affected by using filters from now on in DayZ, if you find a workaround, a lot of DayZ community servers will ban players that use filters, so it's a very good idea to read up on the server rules surrounding this. It's been confirmed that there will be new AI in Badlands, and that new AI is not the type of AI you want, it's actually new animals being added to the game. As one of the devs recently said, and I quote, "Don't expect an AI overhaul with Badlands." In addition, LB Master found some code relating to two new animals being added in 1.29 game files, one of them being the skeleton of a goat, so it's going to be a texture that's put on a goat, so likely a new type of goat variant for a desert region like Badlands, and the second animal is for a wolf variant. Now I can't confirm this, but the name of the animal skin that's going to be put on the wolf skeleton that's going to behave like a wolf is called a Doberman, the same dog species that is found in the early Resident Evil games. It could just be a wild dog variant that behaves like a wolf, it attacks us and you have to kill it, but because it's a Doberman, and a Doberman is a pet and a very popular pet, and a pet is also a cat or a hamster, I don't believe many people would feel right in killing one of these. Even though it is just a game, you don't want to have animal activists at your DayZ HQ. This would be so insensitive as well. So I believe, and it is a massive stretch, that this is a new infected type, essentially working exactly the same as a wolf but with a different skin, and it will have different sound effects, decayed blood texture on its skin to let you know that it's okay to put this pup out of his misery. One of the dev's more recent streams also confirms that Frostline will stay as an expansion of its own, so it will not merge with the base game like Livonia did, which also means that the price of the base game won't increase with Badlands like it did with Frostline. They also said the words "maybe you will see soon" when somebody asked about base building and if it was changing in Badlands, followed up by "check the dev blogs for Badlands when they release around base building." Now we already have code locks hinted at us for base building, which is yet to be officially confirmed by the devs, they're just hinting it at the moment, but I did find some new code in the game files that pretty much confirms that it is coming, shown here. This code here lines up with the code lock that we saw in the bike teaser. It has 9 buttons in total, 1 through 9 most likely, with 5 different button types each. Disabled probably means not powered and therefore not interactable, or maybe just locked, hinting that the code lock will be powered in some way, and when powered, buttons will become interactable, with both disabled and normal buttons looking the same. As you can see, the image is empty, and maybe the difference between the two is indicated by these two lights up here. Focused and highlighted use the same image too, hinting suggesting that we could interact with the code lock first, and then you have the option to navigate among the 9 buttons like I'm showing here. This is just an example, it's not actually what it looks like, with which button you're on being highlighted with a different button image. This also tells us that there's not going to be some sort of pop-up or HUD that pops up on your screen and breaks your immersion, and may work similarly to how you interact with and rotate a combination lock dial, with 9 options being chosen from the row here, or perhaps it's a 3x3 grid shown here. This is how it could work, with the code lock in game highlighting which button you're currently hovering over, so that means that other players can see what you're interacting with. The final interactable button or the image is this one here. This is pushed, so when you push the button a different image will appear. I don't have access to these images, only the code that supports them. I also saw a mention of combination lock 5 in the 1.29 game files, but this could mean many things, not necessarily that we're getting a 5 dial combination lock, even though that is very much needed. Some more speculation backed up by some code, and maybe a hint from the devs too, is being able to eat and manage our inventories inside vehicles. This new code includes a list of overrides, so you can do certain actions in certain situations. So for this function here, this can be used in vehicle. They could allow us to do certain actions in vehicles. They could allow us to open our inventory, eat or bandage while sitting in a vehicle, or use certain items or animations on ladders or while swimming, and in many different scenarios. However, this code could have simply been added to optimize existing code, but seeing as we can't do anything while sitting in a vehicle or on a ladder or while swimming, it looks a lot more like they're going to add extra actions during these animations instead. This was all hinted at on stream, with one of the devs saying that they wish they could open their inventory inside of a vehicle, and with how devs very rarely ever highlight flaws in this game, they may have felt okay saying that, seeing that it's going to be possible in the near future in Badlands, but that's conspiracy theory levels of speculation from me. What isn't a conspiracy though is bicycles in Badlands. They have not been confirmed. They have been confirmed to not be coming in Badlands, so I'm guessing an awesome dirt bike would just have to do. For dirt bike repair, we may have the ability to weld in Badlands, which would make a lot more sense for exhaust pipe repair, as 2 new assets were found in the game files, with this one being a gas canister, although this could just be a new asset in the Sakau bunker, and no, they don't explode. But what I couldn't find down here is the welding trolley. Now, given the condition of this, it could be usable in some way, as normally DayZ assets are very busted up and apocalyptic, but again, it could just be a static asset in the world, although I'm hoping it is going to be used to repair metal items, as realistically a small gas canister powered blowtorch certainly can't reach the temperatures needed to fix a thermal resistant cast iron engine block like it currently does, but then again, a pipe wrench used to fix engines too. Another new asset looks to be a windsock, which sadly we don't have an image of, but this was found in the game files too, potentially meaning that Badlands is going to have an airfield, or these windsocks will dance around erratically before a sandstorm hits. This includes some more code when it comes to sandstorms, with variables like radius being used, which is a massive hint that sandstorms will be localized events instead of map-wide. They won't be like snow or rain. They will travel around the map and you have to dodge them. So avoiding these sandstorms could be a big part of the survival challenge in Badlands, with server owners probably having the ability to set how intense they are or how long they last. Finally, for 1.29 game files stuff, it looks like 3 new food items will be coming with Badlands: canned beef, bread and sausages, with the in-game descriptions of each of them shown here. For those that I know will ask, there has been no loot changes with this 1.28 hotfix, so both loot finders are up to date and ready for you, and I wanted to correct some mistakes that I made with loot in a different video. The 60 round Stanag does spawn on Chernarus, the AK suppressor can be found outside Pav Hospital inside the gas zone still, and server owners do have full control over the loot on their servers. If you want some more Badlands info, see this video here, or you can see this video for what the Badlands map might look like. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.